Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Evan here bringing you our first off-season MLB episode. Evan, how we doing today?
Great, Caden. How about yourself?
Hey, not too bad. It's been an interesting, first little month into MLB free agency. A lot of big names, a couple big names have already fallen, and winter meetings just ended. So those just happened over this past weekend, so we've had a lot of stuff going. A lot of big names are starting to go, and we're getting close to when a lot of these Japanese guys are going to have to sign. So within these next couple of weeks, we're going to see where they're going to end up. So that's going to be exciting. But for this one, we're going to kind of go through some of the biggest moves that have been made so far to start this free agency. And with that being said, the first one, Dwyer, I got was back in the middle of November where the Orioles and Angels made a trade. Taylor Ward for Grayson Allen straight up. O's get a 30 home run bat in the outfield and trade away what used to be the top pitching prospect in baseball and just never came close to fulfilling that.
Yeah, this is a very random trade. Very
Weird.
random. Like, this is like some MLB The Show kind of trade or something, or fantasy.
It's kind of like a fantasy trade.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I like it definitely more for the Angels than I do for the Orioles. We knew how bad that Orioles pitching rotation was last year. They were one of the worst in baseball. And granted, they did not have Grayson Rodriguez at all last year. So, he wasn't a part of that. But, he was supposed to be a pitcher for you going into next year. Obviously, he isn't now. But you add a big bat in Taylor Ward. That's a lot of bombs right there, Caden. Obviously, we'll talk about the big move they also made later, I'm sure. But that lineup is sick for the Orioles. But, yeah, for the Angels, man, I think this is one of the better moves I think they've made in the last couple of years, overall. That's been the whole thing with the Angels. It's just never been able to find pitching at all. And they finally seem like they're starting to work with it. And with a young arm.
Yeah. Well, not only has it been they've not been able to find pitching, they haven't been able to move off their guys who have value come trade deadlines. Taylor Ward probably should have been traded at the deadline last year, but it's fine. You held on to him, hits 30-something bombs. Joe Adell breaks out too, though, so you're like, okay, we don't really need Taylor Ward with, I think it's only 1 year left on his contract. So you bring in someone who has that prospect pedigree in Grayson Rodriguez, even though in his career, a lot of command issues. The fastball, it just seems like doesn't play like it did in the minors. But it's going to be interesting. Obviously, like you said, he wasn't there for the Orioles last year, so coming here for the Angels, the Angels aren't a good team, so he's going to get run. He's going to get his opportunity, and that's like you said, I agree. It's one of the better moves the Angels have made in recent years because it's not just them throwing big money at aging players that really aren't that good, like a Yusei Kikuchi.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. This is, I think, much better than that Kikuchi deal, and you still got years of control on Grayson for cheap. And if you can figure him out, kind of get him to what he was back in the minors, it could be an amazing move to help kind of start that rebuild there in Anaheim.
Exactly. Of course, they start making solid moves, at least, we think, right when Trout starts to get about old, right when he's out of his prime. All right, let's try.
Not that good anymore, yeah.
Let's get some pitching now, just you think he ever gets moved?
He won't let them.
Yeah, I don't know.
For some godforsaken reason, Mike Trout wants to keep spending his career in Anaheim.
I get you.
But also, you love Philly. You're a big old Eagles fan.
Makes sense.
They're competing. You've been rumored to go there for years. Why not just be like, yeah, why don't you guys actually trade me this year? And I want to go to the Phillies. The Phillies would love it. The Angels would do it.
It's perfect. That's a
Trout
perfect.
could get a ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least put him in the playoffs. I don't want to be greedy and be like, get Trout a ring. Let's put him in the playoffs. We haven't seen this guy in the playoffs
since 2014.
Exactly. So it's like, now, I feel like if there's a year for it to happen, it's either going to be this year or next year. He would get moved. Because it's just that deal is monstrous, and it's that's why, even trading Trout, you're not going to get anything back for him. We're saying, before, you probably would have gotten a lot for Trout, but they wouldn't trade him. I think the dumbest thing was they never moved Ohtani. I think you should have known. You offered.
Well, they bought in that deadline, if you remember, because they were kind of hovering around the wild cards. They're like, Lucas Giolito and all these other mediocre players.
White Sox players. Yeah, they got a bunch of whites. Ronaldo Lopez, who for not for them, but for the Braves. But
For the Braves, yeah.
no, yeah, I feel like they've just been at one of those organizations just can't make the right moves. They trade like
Anthony Rendon contract.
They love trading with but Albert Pujols. I mean, there just has not been a lot. Soler hasn't really worked out for them. There's just not been a lot of like positive news. I thought that Neto was that was probably their best pick.
Trading for Logan O'Hoppe, I liked.
Hoppe, yes.
Like you were able to get O'Hoppe for Brandon Marsh. Mm-hmm. That was a great move.
For sure.
But then, like you got a couple young guys. Like you could build to be good, but they just keep failing. And the Grayson move, it seems like it's at least a start in the right direction.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, the next trade we do want to talk about, because it's another one of the bigger things before we get into the signings. On November 23rd, the Mets and the Rangers made a trade that sent Marcus Semien to the Mets in return for Brandon Nimmo to the Rangers.
Very weird. Another very random deal. And
in a way, I mean, it was weird because, like, it seemed like Brandon Nimmo was going to get traded this offseason. For some reason, I saw people saying he might go to the Rockies. Never once believed that.
Yeah.
But it's weird because Marcus Semien, like, we talked about it during the season last year, Dwyer. He wasn't great.
Awful.
Offensively.
Bad. Really
but he's still a good glove. Still, and I think it's a fine move for the Mets, who are going to be trading at Brandon Nimmo, I think, no matter what. It seemed like this offseason. And now you can just get Marcus Semien. He's going to play 150 games for you at second base next year. So you kind of have that slotted in. Play a Gold Glove level defense. And the bat, that's going to be interesting. But it's also not going to be, I wouldn't think, as much pressure on him. He's going to be hitting a lot lower in the lineup now. I mean, because you got your Lindors, Sotos, so on and so forth in that lineup already. That I just think it could be good for them. And then for the Rangers, getting off the Semien contract, I think, is good for them. There's also reports they might try to get off the Seager and DeGrom contracts this offseason as well. So it would be interesting. And so, I mean, whatever. I think for the Rangers, for the Mets, I do like it because I don't think Semien's completely broken yet. I still think he's got a little more juice offensively.
See, I'm like the exact opposite with you. I hate it for the Mets and I love it for the Rangers. Like you said, Semien's contract is brutal, and that's a lot of money to be paying for a guy that like hasn't had over a 700 OPS here, and probably, I mean, he's been on a steady decline, and his expected numbers don't like him at all. And he's older; he's like 34 now. Again,
35.
35. So I mean, how many times do you really see the guy turn back the clock? More often than not. So I don't like it for them. I get they kind of are like kind of in need of an infielder. Like, I know they had Acuna's brother.
I mean, okay, he did finish at a 97 OPS plus this season. It ended up better than it was midway through the year. So I guess I'm honest. If he could be a league average bat at second while playing good defense, he'd still be like he was still
way cheaper. That's the thing, though.
That is true.
You're giving for so much. I mean, he's probably getting top 5 second base money at least. Yeah. So it's like that, and it's just, I don't know how many more years you have him for, but the thing with Nimmo is he's like one of those guys, like a savant darling. His expected numbers love him. He just hasn't really been able to put it together. But I just like it for the Rangers just because, like you said, you're getting off that Semien contract. It's kind of a restart. Also, Nimmo, like, they had a brutal outfield last year. They really did.
They really did. That is true.
And he's younger. He's younger than Semien. He's 32, so like that's still not like insanely old. So I do like it more for the Rangers than I do for the Mets.
It is, yeah. I do see what you're saying there because that outfield was so bad last year. I mean, we saw Adolis Garcia get DFA'd or non-tendered. I mean, at the end of the season, where just 2 years ago he had 30 bombs, was insane in the playoffs. So they definitely need help there, and I don't know. I don't know why I still have faith in Semien, but I do. Even though it's telling me to not.
He had some years, man. It was like, holy crap.
21 with the Blue Jays. Then those first 2 years with the Rangers were incredible. What was it, 2019 with the A's?
Yeah.
Like, he was consistently like top 5 MVP. The age just might be catching up to him.
And everybody.
Good old White Sox legend over there.
The White Sox legend, dude. Legend.
Now, the next trade, just 2 days later, was a big one where the Red Sox acquired Sonny Gray from the Cardinals in return for left-handed prospect Brandon Clark and right-hander Richard Fitz. And Boston will also receive $20 million to help cover Sonny Gray's salary.
I mean, the money helps. That definitely helps. I mean, Sonny Gray is older too. He's like 36, I think.
I don't
But still, man, I'm still really good, really good. I like this a lot for the Red Sox. I mean, the Red Sox, man, it's a great signing. You know, I think I'm more looking for like what they end up doing offensively. I think that's more of the question mark now.
They still need a big bat.
Exactly.
I mean, we'll get to it, but Schwarber and Alonso, the two names, rumored to them, both off the board.
No, exactly. And so it's like, and who knows with Bregman right now? So they're kind of like that. I think that's going to be make or break for their offseason, the offensive side. But I mean, Sonny Gray, I mean, that's just a great pitcher to bring in. I mean, you got Crochet, you got him, you have Hulk will probably be still starting there.
Probably.
I'm missing names. Who am I missing?
Bayo. Bayo was good last year. He kind of broke out a little bit last year.
Yeah, and like this was a team last year, the Red Sox, that like first half, like, all right, well, they suck. I guess that was all that hype for nothing. But then
They traded Devers.
Yeah, as soon as they trade Devers, like, it worked great for them. They're just like, all right, yeah, like, this team was better. They're right. And, yeah, I mean, pitching was kind of an interesting kind of spot for them last year. Like, they had a lot of, like, mediocrity, after Crochet. And then, obviously, Chapman was lights out last year. But the rest of that bullpen was kind of weak. So overall, though, I like Sonny Gray. Plus, with the money, you didn't really give up anything crazy in your farm. I like it from.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's great for the Red Sox because Richard Fitz, he's not good. I don't really don't know I don't know a lot about Brandon Clark, but from what I do, I don't think he's anything special or nothing. And Sonny Gray is still a very good pitcher. Like, yeah, he might be 36. Over these last 2 years with the Cardinals, he was great. That year with the Twins before he signed with the Cardinals was second in Cy Young. So, like, these last 3 years have still been very good years for Sonny Gray. Yeah, we'll see how he reacts back in another big market because he hasn't been there in the last handful of years. Last time was with the Yankees where he was terrible. So it's going to be interesting. I still love it for the Red Sox, though. You slide him in now behind Crochet. You have a legit, I'd say now 1, 2, 3 in your rotation where you have the bona fide ace, top 5 pitcher in baseball. You've got a good number 2 in Sonny Gray, a good number 3 in Bayo. Yeah, I'm with you. It's going to come down to can they add a big bat, whether it be bring back Bregman or do something else to keep that offense. You got your young guys. Like maybe they're thinking we'll see big jumps from like a Marcelo Meyer over at third or something like that. And maybe that's why you don't want to bring back Bregman. I still would probably rather, if I'm the Red Sox, bring back Bregman.
Story kills him, dude. That contract of Story really just kills.
He was good last year, though.
Was he that good? Was he worth it? Like, the contract-wise, I don't think he was that great. He was
30
hurt a lot,
bombs.
too. Huh?
I still think he finished with 30 bombs.
Did he? I looked, but...
Oh, 25, my bad.
What do you have?
Still,
OPS?
He was about a 4-WAR player. It was only a 104 OPS plus. It's because he's... Actually, that makes sense. He started the season so bad. I remember I had him in fantasy, and I had to drop him because of how terrible he was. And then I dropped him, and he started raking.
Of course, that's how it always works.
I remember that very
Always
vividly.
how it works. No, yeah. He's just on a big deal, and he's getting older. It's just like how much more, He just doesn't fit that how they're built, That's just
he does
a weird
not.
thing. A big X factor too people forget about is Christian Casas. That was a bat they're really looking forward to last year, and he really that like freak injury last year put him out. So we'll see how he returns. That's gonna be a big interesting thing. But yeah, Bregman, that's a guy. We'll see if they're able to bring him back. It makes sense. He played well last year.
Did you see the reports that the Bregman market isn't as lucrative as Scott Boras thought?
So if that's the case, I think that means he's going to be a Red Sox. You know what I mean? And that makes sense, too. I'd be wary of Bregman, too. But he just, so like we're kind of saying last offseason, like, he's kind of those guys, it kind of depends on the park he's playing at. And that was a perfect park for him to play at.
It is. Going from Minute Maid to Fenway is perfect.
Exactly. I know like to feel like, maybe the Mariners. I wouldn't like that as much. I don't think he would like that as much.
Detroit, I still think would be interesting.
Detroit would be interesting.
Put him back with AJ Hinch.
Yeah. maybe the Cubs, but I don't think so. I think the Red Sox are most likely landing spot.
I agree.
I think Marte would be very interesting if they bring him in.
If they could trade for Marte,
that's a very hot bat. I think any team should go out and get. The locker room cancer stuff's a little worrying, but outside of that, man, his bat's
they have the prospects.
In baseball. What? No,
they have
for sure.
I mean, you could give up a bunch of different options for him, and that would be great for the lineup.
So I'm saying, move Meyer over to third, put him at second. That'd be a successful offseason in my
100%. And the Red Sox definitely do need to add a bat because the Blue Jays made the first big free agent signing of the offseason where they signed Dylan Cease to a 7-year, $210 million contract to make sure they stay one of these top teams in the AL.
I mean, dude, this was a great move, I think, by the Blue Jays here. I mean, Cease has been one of those most consistent starters in baseball. He makes like 30 starts every year. Yep. Which, maybe that means he's a ticking time bomb, maybe. Who knows? But it's hard to tell with pitchers. I mean, they're so, it's hit or miss, really. But, I mean, I like this a lot for Cease. I mean, I know they deload a lot of it. But, I mean, he got a lot of money, but, he's honestly worth it, man. I mean, you look at the upside with his arm and stuff like that. I think he's a great arm. I mean, I think the biggest shocker for them was that they were able to retain Bieber. He opted into that. I thought that was a huge keep because
I think that was a surprise.
I think it was the biggest surprise out of anybody. And then you still have Gausman, and then obviously Trey Savage looked like an absolute beast last postseason. Like this starting front for them, man, looks like it's shaped to be very, very good. It'll be interesting what happens with Berrios. I feel like he's kind of in a weird, I feel like more likely than not he's going to get traded. He just doesn't seem like they have options now,
Or he would be the most expensive but probably best 5 in the league.
Yeah, exactly. So, overall, though, I do really like what the Blue Jays have done so far in the offseason doing that. I mean, and I know they're rumored, sounds like they're honestly the favorites to go land Tucker. Possibly could go get Bo too while getting Tucker, which I think would be the best lineup in baseball.
Mostly, it would.
For sure, man. I mean, I think Tucker, that's like the one place after the Orioles signed Alonso, which I'm sure we'll get to here. I think that kind of they're the only team that's going to offer him a long-term deal. I feel like the Blue Jays, and it makes sense. They need a lefty bat. Blue Jays, man, they might be going in as number one power rankings if they are able to bring both those guys in for me.
100%, I would agree with that. And it's great for them. That starting rotation is loaded now. Already to go with, let's say you just bring back Bo, don't bring in Kyle Tucker. It's still a great lineup to go with a top 5 starting rotation in baseball.
Yeah.
So, Cease right there is a top 20, 15-ish arm. Really your only concerns with him are his walk issues, but other than that, he's got elite strikeout stuff. He's got good wipeout pitches. He's just a really good pitcher.
And you're going to need good pitching in this AL. AL East is just so good.
So good.
So good once again. And, I mean, and another guy people forget about completely, Anthony Santander, man. He's 2 years removed from having 44 bombs. He's going to be added to that lineup next year.
Get him healthy this year?
That's what I'm saying. I just saw his shoulder's fine. They're saying, they're expecting a huge season from him next year. Dude, this is going to be a stupid lineup surrounded around Vladdy here.
I do remember, Dwyer, when the Blue Jays signed Santander back in, February. Right when you had started doing the pod with me. The title of that episode is, Are the Blue Jays Contenders? Then they go on to make the World Series.
Yeah, I remember.
Without the help of Santander.
Yeah, we're we'll take the over wins, but barely. They'll barely get by.
Yep. And then they win the division.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Next move, though, also AL East once again. Orioles are trying to secure some of their bullpen where they signed Ryan Helsley to a 2-year deal with an opt-out after the first.
I thought it was an interesting move. I thought it was a good. I mean, he was so bad last year.
I know, but he was so good just 2 years ago that I think it's worth it.
It's
Still throws 100.
Oh, exactly. And he did last year. It wasn't like he was down velo or anything. He's not
but
that
for
old.
some reason, people were barreling his fastball last year.
For sure. But again, I think the Orioles were kind of in a position last year where they had such a bad year, and these guys they don't have any of these guys locked up. There's not a single one that's locked up with these young guys. So you gotta compete now. There's no waiting for guys you know, Gunner or Holiday or whoever. You can't wait on these Westberg. You can't wait. Adley. You know, these guys, this is the time to go compete now. This is where you go sign people. This is where you got to do stuff. And I thought, and obviously, bullpen was a weakness last year. Bautista's going to be out for the first half of next year. He had that shoulder surgery. So I thought that was, I like the move for the O's.
I do too, because I mean, once you get Bautista back, I think you are definitely fine with having Helsley just be your eighth inning guy. Then you got the Mountain back as your closer.
For sure, yeah.
And the Mets, though, who had Ryan Helsley last year become their eighth inning guy after the trade deadline, they come in and sign Devin Williams to a 3-year that guarantees more than $50 million. Devin Williams, your new closer for the Mets, because Edwin Diaz left.
Weird one, right? That was. I did not expect that.
Well, I think the whole plan was Devin to be the eighth inning guy and then Edwin as the ninth.
I don't know how they sold that. I mean, like, I would have liked that a lot better if that ended up being the case.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I still like Devin Williams. I think last year was kind of one of those. I mean, relievers are so fluky, man.
Yeah.
It's really off the year. Yankees, you know, it just wasn't his best year, but he's had so many good years. So I like the signing for the Mets. You know, he's obviously way cheaper than Diaz ended up being, I believe, right?
Yeah. Devin was $350 something. Diaz was $369.
So you got it cheaper there. So I don't hate it for them.
I don't hate it either, but it's also like
Lateral.
it's lateral, but it's just kind of weird in my eyes too, because Edwin Diaz was so good for you last year.
And he's
Like,
your guy.
He's your guy. He was back to being one of the top, if not the top closers in baseball. Like, the reason he signed that 5-year, $100 million contract in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird that, before even re-signing Edwin, you're going and giving $50 million to Devin Williams.
Yeah. Weird. Mets have had a very odd offseason so far.
Very odd. Mm-hmm. Very odd. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about, it's a weird trade. Like, it's just a weird trade in my eyes that I want to get your opinion, Dwyer. You're the big prospect guy. It's the Nationals and Mariners trade, where the Mariners got left-hander Jose Ferrer for Harry Ford.
Yeah, like it's not a deal you never see.
Yeah.
I mean, I like
top catching prospect Harry Ford.
I mean, he looked very good in the minors last year. He had, everything. He looked like he'd be a very solid catcher. Problem is, you got Cal Raleigh there, man. There's just nothing he could do. You could be the best hitter in the minors all you want. Cal Raleigh had one of the best catching seasons of all time.
I know, but all you're getting's a left-hander for him?
Yeah, I mean, but very filthy young pitcher. We know
for sure, with control.
But also you got what's the market on a guy like that though? When you try and trade him straight up, that's a very weird guy to try and trade straight up.
100%.
But I love it for the Nationals. I really do, because they have absolutely no. They had Gilbert Ruiz.
Gilbert Ruiz sucks.
He's awful. He doesn't even hit good anymore. That was his thing. He can't play defense. So he's gonna get hit a little bit.
But he can hit 20+ bombs. No, he can't.
Yeah, so he sucks. So I really do like it for Ford. I thought that was a great move for them, which I think the Nationals would kind of do for something to do like that. I mean, yeah, it's just sometimes I feel like you're stuck like that. Like we're just saying, the market for a guy like Ford, okay, young catcher, maybe that could have been something like the Red Sox could have, went after and got, but at the end of the day, I mean, they like that Farad kid. Maybe they turn him into a beast. Maybe he's the successor to Munoz or something.
Yeah, I think with the way you explained it, it's good for the Mariners the way that they get a controllable lefty who's got some nasty stuff who they can make a big part of their bullpen. And the Nationals, I mean, who cares about a left-handed reliever when you suck? Mm-hmm. Go bring in one of the top catching prospects, and now when he comes up, you pair him up with your C.J. Abrams, your James Woods, and you're starting to really build a nice young core over there. Pitching's a whole other story, but on the offensive side, at least, you're building a little bit of a nice young core.
Yeah, I mean, the Nats, it'll be interesting whether or not they keep Mackenzie Gore. I think it'll be a mistake to get rid of him. He's not that old. I think he's 26, 27.
He's just so weird. He's never been good in the second half of a season in his career.
True, but it's
people thought last year was finally the Mackenzie Gore breakout. Incredible first half, was leading the league in strikeouts for a while. You hit the All-Star break, and then he sucked.
True. I know, like sometimes those guys' arms just can't hold up the second half of the season. But I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a mistake to get rid of him right now. You know, I mean, like, unless you're getting something of like you love it,
Of good value, yeah.
I wouldn't just be trying to shop him. I feel like teams would have to come to me for him. Like you said, though, I mean, the pitching, they have a couple interesting prospects. I like that Jarlin Susano. That guy throws absolute gas. I think it's probably more likely ends up being a bullpen, like probably a Mason Miller. Honestly, it makes more sense. Just those guys throwing too hard. It's too hard to do that as a starter.
But if he could somehow make it work,
Oh God,
he would be disgusting.
Yeah. I know another prospect I was so high on. It sucks he got TJ. Is that Travis Sakura, man? That guy looked like he had all the makings to be the next great one, man. And I mean, he still can't be. Like he had that TJ that set him back.
Do you have one of those Nats pitchers in our dynasty league, or did
Both
you?
of them at one point. Both of them.
Yeah,
yes.
okay, that's it. That's what I thought.
Yeah, the Cy Young. I mean, yeah. I mean, Travis Sakura looked like. I mean, he was so good. Like his first season in the minors, I don't remember his exact stats, but it was like gross and like.
Oh, he was incredible.
He ended up getting hip surgery at the end of this year because he was throwing like 95 to 97, and they're like, he's like, oh yeah, I was like 99, 100 in high school, and then like I didn't know I was actually pitching hurt last year, and it was like, so he was a stud while pitching hurt, and he got the hip surgery. Looked amazing this year, just K'ing everybody. Like I forget, it was insane. His K per 9 was nuts, and then this TJ just set him back. But again, I know we talked about the Nats before, but like this is one of those teams like 5 years from now, like another guy who fell off. James Wood, man, second half James Wood was brutal. Awful. After I mean, sometimes those like home run derby guys, they like, I don't know, after the home run derby, they just like they fall off like that. But again, I have high hopes for James Wood to bounce back easily.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be probably the best player in baseball here in a couple of years. So.
He's so good. Yeah, and now we'll get to the Edwin Diaz one now because there was two big ones on the same day here. Edwin is now the Dodgers closer, 3 year, $69 million deal. Dodgers are spending a boatload of money on their bullpen again after giving Tanner Scott 4 years and 70 just last offseason.
If you can give it to people, I'd do it, man.
Why not?
Why not? Because, Scott, that was a bad one. But
we'll see if he can bounce back this year.
True.
Because I feel like he's still a good lefty. And now you make him an eighth inning guy with Diaz as your closer? That could be nasty.
Yeah, and the thing with Diaz too is I feel like he has a longer track record of being good compared to Scott.
For sure.
So I think he's a little safer. Granted, you're probably giving him. I think he probably got more money, right? Probably AAV, I think.
AAV, yeah. Scott was 4 for 70, while Diaz is 3 for 69.
Pretty much so, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, biggest need for the Dodgers was obviously bullpen. That was clear and obvious during the World Series, and go out and sign the best arm in the free agent pool there, and Edwin Diaz. I mean, it's just the rich get richer, man. I think I don't hate the Dodgers for it, man. I really don't. I think it's just if no one else is gonna give them that, why not?
Exactly.
Exactly. I love it.
Dude, I'm with you. It's not their fault that no one else wanted to give Edwin Diaz a bag like that. They did, and so he decided to go there. It's that simple. If they want to give Kyle Tucker $400 million, they will give him $400 million. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's a good move for the Dodgers. Because, they're already talking about they're moving Roki back to the starting rotation, who, he was disgusting as a closer for them in the playoffs, but it's good to get him back in that starting rotation. And now you bring in, like we said, one of, if not the best closers in the game with Edwin. So
I will be interested.
The rich get richer.
The starting rotation for the Dodgers next year is going to be really, really interesting because obviously Yamamoto, Ohtani, Glasnow, Snell, right? So technically, they're probably at 5 or 6, right?
I think they'll there's so many injuries with this team.
True.
That to start the season, it'll be probably the three Japs, Snell, and Glasnow.
Yeah.
But then you have your plethora of just your.
But you gotta think though.
Landon Knox, Gavin Stones, just wait.
Emmett Sheehan looks like a demon under the minors. Like, he was so good. He didn't really get too much of an opportunity last year with the major league
He got
team.
he got some playoff run though, and he did look good.
Yeah. And I
Out of
think
the
he
pen.
could honestly, like, he's a guy no one talks about. I think he could be a huge breakout, like, star for them.
So what do you think? Maybe slot him in as like the sixth man in the rotation.
You have to be the sixth man. That's what I would think. I mean, with Otani, you're going to have six, you know? And like you said, spacing those guys out, you'd have to. But, like, I don't think that's a guy you could just hold back.
That's actually a really good. I mean, to keep him healthy, I think you're 100%. If you throw Sheehan, make him your sixth man, make it so all your starters get an extra day of rest in between, where all of them are injury prone. I think that's perfect.
Yeah. And, yeah, you said Gavin, they have Gonsolin. Like, those are good. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if Roki ends up being a bullpen guy just for his career eventually. I mean, it's just. I mean, we'll see. We haven't seen him.
Well, it'll depend, I think, if he
really
can
good.
get his control down.
For sure.
Like, if he can limit, because that was.
It's a big if.
It is, but also in the KBO, or not KBO, NPB, wasn't really walking guys, but also it's a completely different game over there where everyone's trying to foul off every pitch instead of taking balls. But even so, I think Roki, it's going to be an interesting season for him year two, coming off, obviously, a lot of injuries and then looking great out of the bullpen. I still have a lot of high hopes for Roki. I still think he can be absolutely disgusting, but definitely going to be interesting to see how the start of the season, what they do with this rotation.
You think bats wise they get anybody else? They bring in anybody?
I'm not counting out a Tucker. I'm not counting out a Murakami.
Yeah.
Like,
If anything, I think they grab like I wouldn't like Bo would be interesting. Bo Bichette, just because I think they would. I think even
Throw him
though
a second.
Mookie, I think Betts, although he was awesome, he was a Gold Glover last year.
I'm keeping
I think they
Mookie
want
at
him in the
short.
outfield. See, I think they want him in the outfield though,
Why?
because it's a thing for hitters.
Why would you not want Gold Glove defense at short?
It's not even necessarily the defense thing. It's they need a lot of help in the outfield. Their outfield's horrid, and he's a Gold Glove outfielder, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes there's just guys like kind of remember last year we were talking about like Devers. He doesn't want to DH. He doesn't like DHing because it's weird. It's just something like with the hitter's mentality of just like I don't like. It's just I'm not like Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas was awful when he DH, so he had to play the field even though he sucked at first base.
He was so bad at first base.
So bad, awful. See, the thing with Mookie, maybe he just like maybe you try him in the outfield, maybe he hits way better. Maybe it's just a superstition thing. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
Like
When he was playing at second base, though, he was still raking.
true, that's true. Yeah, I don't know.
And I mean, yeah, you're right though. Their outfield is the Michael Conforto signings sucked. Like they need some.
Andy Paz. I mean, Andy Paz. Seen him in the playoffs.
Andy Paz is still your everyday center fielder.
Sure. Yes.
He
but like,
hit close to 30 bombs last year in the regular season. He's a very good defender. I know he was absolutely horrendous and like the worst player in the league in the playoffs.
see,
But he's still your everyday center
last
fielder.
year, he is. Long term, I don't know. I think I think the
he's young.
postseason really kind of gave you a look into what he is. As the season went on last year, he kind of started getting figured out, and by the end of the year, he was totally figured out.
That's true. Also, though, why would the Dodgers trade Teoscar? I see that coming up. Why the hell would they trade Teoscar?
That's not going to happen.
Dude, yeah, I've been seeing that. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
You want 30. You want 36 home runs out of your right fielder every year.
Yeah.
Or
okay,
left
he's getting
fielder
older,
and Mookie.
whatever. He
still
kinda
rakes.
He's the glue of that lineup, but he really is like people like he's like the forgotten like piece, you know.
Him and Will Smith.
Exactly. Yeah, those guys.
People will
those are the
name
guys.
everyone else except him and Will Smith. It seems like.
They're the most underrated pieces in that lineup. And Edmund, I love that Tommy Edmund. I think he's going to be healthy next year. I thought that was a great trade.
Well,
to pick them up.
Actually, there's another outfielder for you.
True, but he's probably play second. I mean, I know they have that Kim. They have Kim.
Yeah, that's
Like,
actually.
he didn't play.
I'm also kind of thinking more on the. You were saying signing Bo.
Yeah, it just
Like
makes
if
sense.
Tommy Edmonds healthy, you throw Mookie short, Bo over at second. Tommy Edmonds was their center
You
fielder
play him.
back for the 2024 World Series.
Yeah. you still got. I mean, you probably play third base if you need a month season. It's hurt or whatever. Like there's a lot of places you could go.
A lot of places.
And they have a lot of prospects. Dude, they have like 3 top 50 prospects.
Dude, you got Dalton Rushing, who's just sitting behind Will Smith.
They got to trade him, I think. Eventually trade him, but I'm in this podcast right now, kid. Eduardo Quintero, he's going to be the next Ronald Acuna. I am certain of it, man. He's the best prospect of the bunch.
I mean,
all his stats.
Are we just talking hitters? Because I think Jackson Ferris could be nasty for the Dodgers out of their prospects. That lefty pitcher.
Yes, he is nasty, but Quintero's a different breed, man.
Quintero's really good.
I was looking at him. His age, he was 19 last year playing. It lines up near identical
19?
stats.
Oh, okay.
He did near identical stats to Acuna in the minor leagues. Granted, Acuna played like a level higher, but still, Quintero was better than Acuna at that age. I think he's gonna be a very special player.
Yeah. Like you said at the start, Dwyer, the rich just keep getting richer over in LA.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then the first big bet of the market did fall on the same day as that Edwin signing, where Kyle Schwarber goes back to the Phillies on a 5-year, $150 million contract. But before this happened, Dwyer, there were reports that the Pirates were in on him. They were going to sign their first multi-year. They were trying to sign their first multi-year free agent hitter since I think 2014. They offered Schwarber 4 years, 120. So the Phillies just tacked on that 5th year, and it was perfect.
Yeah. I love that the Pirates are actually trying. You know,
it's great. They don't want to lose.
I mean, you have to. They want to keep him, but I mean, they're not going to keep him. It's not going to happen. But I love them trying. I mean, like if they got Schwarber, I'm like, all right, there's something there. It's a little frisky, you know. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think Schwarber's ever going to leave Philly. It would have been weird to see him leave. He just
I could have seen him back in the Red Sox.
Yeah,
like I could have seen him back in Boston.
He just seems like he fits that Phillies culture. Like he just seems like a Philly, you know.
For sure.
And I think what he got is perfect for him. I think if anyone offered any more, that would have been an overpay, just because he is a DH. But I heard a comp the other day, which I think he's one of those older bats. Obviously, he's like 32, 33. So sign him, you're gonna be getting him in his mid-30s. But like he's like the perfect, like he could be David Ortiz, man. That's exactly what David Ortiz was in Cap's career.
You and me talked about this mid-season. We were like, oh, he very well could hit 500 home runs in his career if he just plays like 4 more seasons.
Yeah.
And now he's got a 5-year deal, and I don't really expect him to stop hitting bombs.
Yeah, 56 bombs last year?
Yeah. I think you're right. Big Poppy's, I think, a good comparison. Like, you get old, and now you're just sitting there and raking.
Exactly.
Your eye gets better. You're taking more walks. You're not striking out as much.
You get older, you learn how to hit, man. You know, he still has juice, too.
Big Poppy's, what age did you retire at? Like 38?
Something like that. Oh, dude, his last year's like the best ever,
dude. He was like hitting like 40 bombs, and then he retired.
Yeah, like an MVP, he's like top 3 in MVP. Like I'm out.
Well, hey, and then the other big name, basically also a DH, but this one plays first base. Pete Alonso goes to the Orioles on a 5-year, $155 million contract. He finally gets the amount of years he was looking for last year. That 5-year deal.
I am really glad for him because, like, I love Pete Alonso. I think he's an awesome player. I'm glad someone actually paid him. It is weird, though, he's not being a Met. Like, he just seemed like a Met lifer, you know?
He's their all-time home run leader now.
Yeah. As a 30-year-old, man, 31, whatever he is, you know? It's like, I feel like they should have kept him around.
I agree.
But, I mean, Zoe's lineup is filthy. Again, it's just, what do they do the rest of the offseason? Do they go out and get pitching? Because it makes a lot of sense, you know? Because, I mean, that lineup...
Give it back to Michael King.
Framber, maybe. You talk about going the trade market. Maybe Mackenzie Gore. Maybe Ever Cabrera. You got a guy in your minor leagues probably...
Jacob deGrom.
Kobe Mayo. Kobe Mayo does not have a position to play. Basayo, Adley, and
give the Rangers... Give the Rangers Heston Kjerstad and someone else for deGrom.
Yeah, and then go give Kobe Mayo plus for Mackenzie Gore. Get those 2. And honestly, that AL East, if they ended up doing that, that AL East is going to be insane. Like, honestly, is the Yankees a fourth place team if they do that?
No.
No? So you just thought that.
They get Garrett Cole back next year. Another year of Fried or Rodon look good. I think they'll re-sign Bellinger.
I don't want him. I think he's going to get too much money, man. I don't trust Bellinger. Everything points to him just, like, regression, you know?
Not if he stays at Yankee Stadium with the short porch.
True. That is true. The short porch.
If he keeps the short porch.
Yeah. It's just, I feel like that division's just, I mean, we saw what happened with the Yankees. I get you get Garrett Cole back, but.
Who is one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, but he's also coming off of TJ. We see
TJ.
It's hard. It's not a lot. You're expecting a lot out of the guy. Like when we saw Strider last year, man, one of the best arms in the game.
For sure.
Like you need a year of like. I mean, yes, he's older. He's probably a more polished pitcher than Strider is right now. But still, I don't know. I mean, again,
it was also weird with Strider how low his velo dipped last year. Being healthy.
Like he was there. It was just like it was a lot of like fatigue though. I feel like because it was like he couldn't get up those numbers back up to 99. Like he was touching 99, 100 again. It was just like he couldn't.
Not as consistent. Yeah, he couldn't keep it going. Yeah, like he did.
I mean, I think right now. I mean, the Blue Jays have to be the power ranking #1 in the AL East right now, right?
For sure.
Without even Tucker and Bo. I mean, without Bo. I mean, I think they're going to land one or the other. I think it's almost as certain that they'll get one or the other.
I would agree.
And then. Oh, 2's tough. I don't know. Again. I think a lot depends on what the Red Sox and Orioles do, and then if the Yankees move in, it seems like a very quiet offseason for the Yankees, though.
Yeah, so far they haven't done anything of value. Trent Grisham picked up his qualifying offer. That was a surprise that they've done nothing.
Yeah. You know what's gonna happen? Like we're gonna talk all this AL East, how awesome it is, and the Rays are gonna come in and steal division again. Man. It's coming. Jonathan Aranda All-Star season. They're gonna
back at the Trop.
Back at the Trop, dude. No one's gonna know how to hit there again. It's gonna be like the batters no one likes. They're gonna win that division.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to Pete, I will just say like, great move for the Orioles, because I mean, we mentioned it earlier when we were talking about them. They were so bad, and just the only person who like really didn't underperform in that offense last year was Jackson Holliday, who did better than his rookie season. Gunnar was worse. Westberg was okay. Adley wasn't that good, and hurt.
They're all hurt.
But like, they're all everyone except Gunnar. I guess he started the season hurt, but he just wasn't great last year.
He just sucks. He's just been bad. He has not been good for a while.
Gunnar was, what do you mean, 2024?
No, not Gunnar. I was thinking
Adley.
Sorry.
Adley hasn't been good since 2023.
Yeah. Adley's been bad enough. Gunnar's been the man.
Adley's had back-to-back bad seasons. Yeah. But yeah, now in this lineup, you get, at worst, probably 35 bombs out of your 3-4 hole now in Alonso. And now your, 6 hole in Taylor Ward might get you 25 to 30 bombs. You got these young guys. I mean, I expect Gunnar to be better. I expect Westberg to be about the same, Maybe, hopefully Adley can bounce back, or you got to think about trading him.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because you got Basayo right there.
You got Basayo right there.
And, you get a lot for Adley still. He's still young enough. People are going to still have,
still got control.
The draft, you know what I mean? A lot of control. And you still like Tyler O'Neill. I mean, he was 2 years removed from hitting almost 40 bombs himself.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing overall for this Orioles lineup is this is I don't want to say make or break, but it kind of is a make or break year for Jackson Holliday. I get a better year.
That make or break. I mean, his rookie year was bad. Last year was
it was a step up, but it was not good. Look at his stat. It was not.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Yeah.
Not good. And not to say.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, it was a step up, but it was bad. Yeah.
I will say. I mean, yeah, he was just atrocious that first time up, but it's hard to say with him because he's so young.
He is. He's got a lot of time.
Was he 21, 22? He's the average age of a college player right now. So he's so young, but you were drafted in 1-1. You flew through the miles. You were supposed to be the next the Bobby Witt
guy.
Whatever. You're supposed to be are you going to be on that level? Which, the one thing that did worry with me is like I'm not a big bat speed and exit velo guy, but he's never a very he could never really hit the ball as high. I think his highest would be like 108. He'd get up to maybe 110, but like how many bombs is he really capable of hitting? Like, and he's not going to allow bombs, he's got to have a good hit tool. He's got to be able to hit into the threes. Not strike out as much as he does, which he hasn't shown yet. So, not saying it's make or break, but like this is a big year. I think this is a big year for him.
Yeah, you're actually definitely right. Looking at those stats now, he was a big jump up from his rookie year, but you're right, it was still bad. Still was a below league average hitter. Like, wasn't great. So yeah, 100%. If they want him to be valuable, yeah. If he was around, I think it was a 97 OPS plus last year. If he can get up to like 110, 115 this year, I think that's just what. If you're the Orioles, that's what you want to see. You want to get it to about 10, 15% better than league average, and he can just kind of build from there. Hopefully, because yeah, you're right. His exit velos, his swing speed is not there.
Yeah, it's not like a big
It's
thing.
not there.
Like, it's not the tell for everybody. We've seen guys get away with not having those like insane things, but it's like you also struggle.
You gotta be like an actual hitter at that point. You gotta be more contact oriented if you don't got that.
You can't be Kane a lot. Yeah, so big. I mean, this O's team, man. The pitching is gonna come down to pitching. We'll see what they can do, but pitching's gonna be key, especially in the AL East, man. All those. There's not a lineup I want to face right now in the AL East.
The Rays.
Don't say the Rays, man. The Rays will put it on you. Jonathan Aranda, Yandy Diaz. I mean,
Chandler Simpson. Chandler Simpson hitting infield singles and running it out.
Over under 3.5 bombs next year. He's smashing the over.
He had 1 bomb this year.
Yeah.
But he's might be the fastest person in the bigs, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. I bet if we looked at sprint speed, he probably wouldn't be because you got guys like Ellie, Bobby Witt, and stuff. But
yeah,
he's
they are
fast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But he's Luis Arias with speed. I mean, his hit tool's not as good as Luis Arias, but he's a singles hitter like Arias.
Yeah,
except he actually has speed to go with it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Cade, by next time we do our next off-season podcast, because I think there's a lot that could happen. It feels like there's like some big moves, like the Padres, like some of the stuff that's talking about the Padres, like some monster deals.
It's like everyone on their bullpen could be available.
That's what I'm saying, like
including Mason Miller, who you just traded a top 5 prospect in baseball for.
Yeah, I actually don't like the prospect. I don't like DeVries. I don't think he's gonna be good.
I disagree with you.
He K's way too much. I mean, he's young, but the amount he K's in the minors right now, like he's not had over an 800 OPS yet in the minors. He's been like 803 is the best, and it'd be like in a very short span. Like I think he's a little overrated. But Mason Miller, the return though, I think will be interesting if you do trade him. Like what?
But also, there was reports you were going to use him as a starter, and now you might trade him.
I saw them. They ended up saying they're going to end up keeping him in the pen. I did see that.
Okay. They did officially. Okay.
Yeah, like I saw someone. I don't know which one of it was one of the beat writers from the thing. They're saying like they're talking about doing a deal that would be like that would wow the Soto deal that they made a couple of years ago. Which I'm like, what would that mean? And there's like everyone not named Tatis could be moved. Which
I saw that. Yeah, he's like Tatis is the only untouchable.
Yeah, which the only person I would see them actually moving, that like if you're talking in a big term deal, because they don't have a farm at all. They're like the worst in baseball now. Would either need to be Merrill or like we said, Miller, because like no one's gonna want Machado. He's too much money. He's older. Like no one's gonna.
Machado's still good, but the contract nobody would want is Bogarts. That's the contract 0 people would want.
I think honestly Machado might be in there too, Caden. It really might be. He's owed like well over $300 million.
Oh, he's still his contract's
$300 million.
Yeah.
And like Gage's a good player, but like 300, it was insane how much he's owed. Like for 11 years.
Oh, he finessed those Padres so well with like the 2 different $300 million deals.
Yes, he did. I mean, he cashed in. It's just this Padres team, man. Like. This is one of those teams, like, I don't know. This is probably the weirdest team in the league, honestly. I don't know what to expect from them.
That's a great way to put it. They're the weirdest team right now, for sure. And yeah, like you said, next time we do an off-season episode, we are most likely going to have multiple of these Japanese players signed because their posting period will have ended. Or look out, guys, for sometime this offseason, we're going to do a little bit of a baseball Jeopardy. Bring in a former McCook roommate of mine, good old Bradley Stoner, Toronto Blue Jays fan and co-owner of Dwyer's Dynasty team. And we're going to do some Jeopardy. So it'll be interesting when that happens. It'll also be talking all the other big signings, big moves we see from there. Well, Dwyer, I don't have anything else for today. Do you have anything else before we do depart?
Nah, man. It's just a good time of the year, man. I love baseball and all the signings. It's fun.
Dude, baseball offseason's great. It's a good time of year right now. So, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching today's episode of the Untouchaballs podcast. If you have not, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well. Comment down below. What do you guys think of some of these big moves so far? And do you think we're going to see a big trade or something? Like, what do you think the biggest move of this offseason is going to be? Also, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload of the Untouchaballs podcast, and share this with your friends, family, strangers, neighbors, anything like that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.